Good afternoon.
Hello, everybody.
We are out here on a beautiful day for Fun Fact Friday. It is the location of the Ocracoke Harbor Inn, and we're going to pan around just so you can see where we're at right here. They have graciously let us use their dock for Fun Fact Friday. And what are we going to talk about today, Philip?
We're going to talk about this body of water that most of you probably know as Silver Lake Harbor. But if you're from Ocracoke and lived here for generations, you probably know this as the creek, because its original name was Cockle Creek. And there were people not too many years ago who always thought that Stanley Wahab renamed this from Cockle Creek to Silver Lake Harbor. But I found advertisements for the old Ponder Hotel, which sat over there where the former Coast Guard station is today.
It's the building with the red roof straight ahead in the video.
And that hotel lasted from 1885 until 1900. Unfortunately, it burned down, but it was a large Victorian hotel. And their advertisements refer to this body of water as Silver Lake Harbor. So it goes back at least to the late 1800s. But prior to that, it was known, and still is known by local people, as Cockle Creek.
Or just the creek.
Or just the creek, right. And we brought a little visual for us today. And Amy might want to zoom in here. I found this chart from 1939, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers chart. And it shows the depths of Silver Lake in 1939.
And show us where we're standing right about now.
We're standing right about here, somewhere in here, looking across to the Coast Guard, former Coast Guard station. So this whole area was marsh. And this was filled in when the Navy dredged this harbor so that they could bring their vessels in during World War II. But prior to World War II, as you can see, the depths generally run around 3.5 feet. Although some places it's less than 2 feet. But right in this area where the water ebbs and flows here, it's 6-7 feet in there. And this area, which is where the ferries come in, and where all the boats come in, is the ditch. But I remember my father telling me that when he was a child, he was born in 1911, that he could walk across the creek. And there you can see it's only like 3.5 feet deep, almost 5 feet some places, but mostly it was just about 3.5 feet deep.
And what year is this map from again?
1939. Here's the
1939 map. And it was shortly after this map was produced that they dredged the harbor because of the U.S. Navy base.
That's correct. That's correct.
And we did a video a while back about the Navy base. It was situated right across the harbor here near the Coast Guard station.
That's right. And this area in here, which is almost 11 feet deep in front of the Coast Guard, that was dredged earlier in the 30s. But the major dredging happened during World War II.
And explain these little spots right here, that little fork, just real briefly.
Oh, these are what Ocracokers call the guts, just tidal creeks that flowed from the harbor towards the beach, but never went all the way to the beach. And this building here is the Island Inn. And for those of you who know me, that's my house. And this is where the church was. The church is now down here by the school, but this church was dismantled during World War II, and so was there was another one on the back road, and the parts for that were used to build the current Methodist church.
The current Methodist church. So those little tidal creeks got filled in when the Navy dredged.
When they dredged the harbor, yeah, I forgot to say that. A lot of that sand was pumped up here and over here and some over here, and that's why those areas are higher than most places in the village.
And why that's generally where we park our cars when a hurricane comes, because those places flood last. So there you go. That gives a little definition, a lot of people think that the harbor was dredged completely to make a harbor, but in fact it was a natural harbor.
It's a natural tidal creek, wide and shallow, but a natural tidal creek. But the depth is because of the dredging.
So, and that's why we get ferries coming in, we get boaters coming in, we get sailboats, and commercial fishermen can come in and out in their bigger boats now than just the little skiffs that used to be in the past.
And it's a gorgeous day. It's just, what a scene.
And the Harbor Inn has a webcam. I don't know where she is, but Lisa was around here somewhere. But if you go to the Ocracoke Harbor Inn's website, they do have a webcam, and you can enjoy this view any time of day. I imagine night you can't see too much, but and if you rent the room,
it might not look like this every time.
Well, you can enjoy the view.
Right,
it
but
just
it might not look
like
like this every time.
So,
but it looks like this a lot.
That's right. So come and join us, and thanks for joining us on this Fun Fact Friday.
Take care. Bye-bye, y'all.